In this video, we're unboxing the new Lionel Polar Express passenger station in O gauge, and we're starting right now. Hi, I'm Owen. In these videos, I'm continuing to build, expand, and improve my Lionel Polar Express model train layout in O gauge. In today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing. It's the new Lionel Polar Express passenger station in O gauge. So let's get it open and see what we have. Here's the carton. This is what it looks like, and this is what I'm expecting to find on the inside. The outside of the box is in pristine condition. I bought this from Train World, and Train World has a history with me of delivering the contents of the carton in excellent shape. So we'll get this open and we'll see what's inside. This opens up from the top, which is pretty handy. I've got the Lionel Plug Expand Play Lighted Accessory Owner's Manual, first of all, and then we have the accessory itself, the Polar Express passenger station. I'm going to need to tip the box on its side in order to start to get this out without damaging it. There we go. We're free of the carton. Get that out of the way. There's a plastic cover over the roof to protect it, and the accessory is set down into this tray. Let's see how we get that out. There's a plastic that goes underneath it that appears to be designed to lift it out, and there we have it. Let's get that dropped away. There we have it. That's the passenger station from Lionel. It is big, a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be for an O-scale accessory, but it's not that big in comparison to other accessories from Lionel. The Plug Expand Play connection is on the bottom here, and I'm going to plan to put this as a passenger station on the upper level of my layout. So that means the whole thing would be raised up in the air. That's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to get started on that and see how it goes. Before I install the Polar Express passenger depot, I wanted you to take a look at the lighting. This is how it arrives from Lionel. They have one cool white, sort of like a blue white LED inside, and it really is not very well illuminated. If you look at it from the ends or from the other sides, it's even less illuminated. I've gone ahead and installed two Just Plug stick-on lights, warm white stick-on lights, and I'm going to now switch over to those lights and let you take a look at the difference between the lights that Lionel installed, or the singular light that Lionel installed, versus what it looks like with the Just Plug warm white stick-on lights inside. And this is the O gauge Polar Express passenger station with the Just Plug warm white stick-on lights illuminated, and not the light from Lionel that came with it. I think that's a pretty dramatic difference. I'm a little disappointed, I'm a lot disappointed that Lionel is selling this accessory with just one cool white, almost blue white LED light inside. I think they could have done a lot better for the price that they're charging for this. And the station, the Polar Express passenger station, doesn't do anything else. That's all it does, is illuminate. It lights up. But it lights up so poorly that it's very hard to see what you're really looking at. And there's the Polar Express O gauge passenger station with just the Lionel light illuminated. Just not really very impressive. I've made a slight change in my plans. I had originally planned to put the passenger station on my elevated track, but after some consideration, I think the best place for it is on the trolley line. So I'm going to be installing it on the trolley line today. You'll see that completed shortly.
Please take any available seat. The trolley is ready to depart.
Well, here is the Lionel Polar Express O gauge passenger station. Some thoughts on this. First of all, I covered earlier the inadequate illumination in the interior of the station, and I've decided I'm just going to go with the Just Plug lights, stick-on lights from Woodland Scenics. The Lionel LED in cool white, almost a blue white, just wasn't adequate and really didn't add anything to it. Next thought, if I look at this and you take a quick look at what I'm seeing, is that the figure in the front here, I've got to zero in on him a little bit. You can see that figure there. That's an O scale figure. Look how tiny he appears in relation to the passenger station. That's because, as with many of their O-gauge accessories, Lionel makes them way too big. It's more closely akin to a G scale or a G gauge accessory than an O gauge. It's more like 1/24th or 1/25th size rather than 1 to 48 as would be for O scale and O gauge. So what are my final thoughts on this station? Well, I really can't recommend this station based on what I've seen here. Based on the inadequate illumination, the scale being just way off, it just is not, I think, something that I would recommend to anybody. If you look closely at the roof, the snow-covered roof, it's really not very realistic looking. It's kind of an attempt, but it really doesn't succeed. So, final analysis, Lionel really didn't do a great job on this, and I would not recommend this accessory. I think it's going to be fine where I have it next to the trolley. It'll just add a little bit of lighting, a little bit of interest on the layout, but I would not buy it again, and I really can't recommend it. I mean, just look at that figure down there, how he looks in relation to the size of the door. He is about 6 feet in O scale, really not appropriate. So he's not an elf, he's a real person. I guess maybe we could pass him off as an elf, but that's not exactly what you're looking for when you're buying an O gauge or an O scale accessory. And I've seen this before, we've covered this before with Lionel. It's just kind of doing things on the cheap. Given how much they charge for this, what their suggested, manufacturer suggested list prices for this, retail prices for this, I would have expected more. The only thing it does is light up, and the light that Lionel uses to light it up is really not adequate, and therefore I'm not using it. Instead, I'm using 2 Just Plug stick-on lights in warm white. So that'll be my review. It's going to be okay, I think, on my layout, but I can't recommend this accessory. Well, that'll do it for today's video, folks. Just a real quick unboxing and product review on the new Lionel Polar Express passenger station. Supposed to be O-gauge, we both know it's not. I thank you for watching. Please click the thumbs up down below, like this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and stay tuned for more videos as I continue to build, expand, and improve my Lionel Polar Express model train layout. Thanks for watching.